He's back. Look at him. Look how glorious he looks. Suntanned. We're going to let everybody know where he was, scouting right wings all over the world. Stevie P, welcome back. Everybody is eager. Do you have anything to say before we start with this? Is going to be our first time
We're
with
back.
the new
Welcome to the
intro.
madness. Welcome to the madness.
And to the madness we go, ladies and gents. To the madness we go.
Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Milan fans all over the world, with your hosts, Vinny T and Stevie P.
Benvenuti nella casa Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Hernandez, coast to coast, del numero 19.
Leao carica il mancino. Eccolo qua, Rafa Leao.
Il Milan è campione d'Italia.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. The mega powers are back, Milan Weekly Podcast. The Twitter world is having a meltdown, Milan. Worlds are colliding, Milan. Stevie P, Vinny T, Stevie P, welcome back. Or somebody, Tim Singh is, who's that Spanish guy? Maybe, I don't know if he's trying Esteban, but Stevie P. Welcome back. Please let us know how was the vacation, how was the scouting for the right wing. Please, indulge us.
Very good vacation. Very nice time off. I needed to take a little bit of a break to recharge. Went 1 week to the Dominican Republic, 1 week home with the kids. We're back following the Mercato Madness, which all of you guys know I love. And some people, we're not going to name any names, don't feel like they've been pulled into the trap of the Mercato. But in reality, everybody's been pulled into the trap of the Mercato because it is by far the one and only never-ending telenovela.
It is a never-ending telenovela, and we're gonna get into it, Stevie. How some people pretend that they're not, caught up in the whirlwind of the Mercato. But Steve, do you approve of my Derby T-shirt? This is going to be wearing the NWO Wolfpack red and black. You can't go wrong, right? Do you approve of this?
No, that's not a T-shirt to wear to the Derby.
I'm wearing this to the Derby. I'm going to be the only guy wearing an NWO Wolfpack T-shirt. But before we get into the Derby, yes, I will be there. Hopefully, anybody in the comments. We're going to meet a lot of great people there in September. Me, my cousin Johnny. But speaking, cousin Johnny is a Patreon members. But speaking of Patreon, to everybody that supports us, thank you to Franco. That New York Franco, we pulled him back in, Steve. He felt compelled to join us back. He's back in the Patreon family. But to Gio and to Nathan, welcome and congratulations to new kids, Steve. New Milanistas inside the Rossoneri world. So congratulations to Nathan. Congratulations to Gio. We just wanted to wish you the best. And maybe, maybe.
My birthday, we out here drinking Laziale tears, Napoli tears. They taste great.
And that's what he's going to be teaching. He's already teaching his daughter that Tonali is her favorite player. So, and to Nathan as well. He's taking a little break from social media because, he's got responsibilities, but congratulations to them. Other shout outs to our friends. Again, I was mentioning last week, guys, Dairy Queen in Montreal on PNF. It's hot. It's disgustingly humid. You need ice cream. You need a cake for your birthday. Did you see our friend Carlos Sardelli had the Scudetto party at his house? He had ice cream cake. Guys, just mention Milan Club Montreal, 10% off on any ice cream. But Steve, especially with kind of weather, you can't go wrong. Our friends Dominic and Joey at Dairy Queen there on PNF. The cakes, you've had the cakes. They're fantastic.
Cakes are fantastic. And what better cake to have than cake and ice cream?
There we go. And last but not least, Man-Made, our friends at Man-Made, guys, check them out. Not only get the free delivery across US and Canada over $60, but they came out with a new package T-shirt and the boxer bundle. Steve, if their T-shirts fit as beautifully as the boxers, have you taken a look at their new package? It looks enticing, and like you said, don't forget mention you're ordering because of Milan Weekly Podcast. They're gonna, you said,
Sprinkle.
sprinkle a little love.
Sprinkle it with love, and yeah, the man-made boys are coming out with T-shirts now. So excited to see what that brings to them, and good luck with them. For me, I just want to. While I was away, I did some reflecting, and also a big thing, you need to continue to support these content creators. And we didn't do a good job of it before, but want to thank Gio and Fabio from Long Island with their coast to coast that they do.
We're still negotiating, Steve, a la Milan style.
Still negotiating salary with the Presidente to see if we could bring them on board. And that's what it is, guys. Content is king, and the more Milan content we have in English, the better it is.
Speaking of Milan content and the brotherhood and sisterhood around the world, Steve, last week Presidente come out with the new intro. Fellow Milanista Nico, who's at Forza Milan SWE, originally from Greece, living in Sweden. He's like, hey guys, I saw the audio, love your show. Do you mind if I tweak a little bit? I'm an audio kind of engineer, and hey, Nico, thank you so very much. And obviously, Presidente Steve was the first to respond to that question. Okay, we're gonna need a bit of, He goes,
Guaranteed. The
what did he tell him?
free stuff.
I'm attention to detail disorder,
Yeah,
ADD. He called it.
ADD.
But Nico, thank you, man. Really, really appreciate it. And the Presidente said he's going to update the music soon. So thanks for reaching out. We really appreciate it. It was not necessary, but greatly appreciated.
Yeah, greatly appreciate. That's how the adventure of Sunny started. So, big shout out to Sunny wherever you are in Australia, and we're hanging with some kangaroos. Hit us up on WhatsApp, Sunny.
We miss you, buddy. We miss you. All right. So, Steve, I know it's been a while since you've been on here. I know, even though you want to pretend you're enjoying your summer and you're not reading the news about Serie A and the Mercato, I wanted to, I want to first get your thoughts of this whirlwind of Mercato, and then I want to ask you, you know, maybe both sides of the coin where people stand. But do you see this Mercato any different from the previous years?
No, I think it's the same. It's the same Minestra Riscaldata. Everybody's putting every single name out there. Everybody is always linked to Milan, but not only are they linked to Milan, but PSG and Real Madrid and Juventus and Inter, they want a part of it. Guys, this is what it is now. It's obvious this is information that comes out from the agents. The agents leak it to the press. I would think it's the agents, because in theory, if I'm an agent and I want to increase the value of the player that I'm trying to either have sold or be bought by a club, I'm going to link things. I'm going to link little tidbits to these guys so that they create and they stir up interest to the player. CDK. Everybody who watches Milan Weekly Podcast and who has followed Milan, you might have seen him play, might have. But before this whole Mercato, did you know who CDK was? I would be very shocked if you did. But again, this is just the game that they play now. We knew, and we saw one of the best at it in Mino Raiola, who was able to pump up the tires on all the players he had under contract. And this is Calcio the way it is now. In Italy, we concentrate on Italian Mercato, but I'm pretty sure the English, and the Spanish Mercatos are just as bad in terms of drama. It's all of the way you look at it. For me, I've always looked at it as something like it's fun. It's fun to read. It's fun to see the imagination of people. I'm not going to get too high. I'm not going to get too low. I would be lying to you if some articles are more well written than others that do irk me a little bit in terms of what is out there for Milan and what their plan is. But in the end, guys, same thing for North American sports. Whatever team you like the Boston Celtics, you like the Yankees, you like the Dallas Cowboys, they're never gonna leak their strategy, their draft strategy, their free agency strategy. That's not going to be leaked. It just doesn't happen in North American sports.
But do you think, Steve? No, I posted that GIF yes, on Twitter, like the whole we're trying to defend. We're negotiating. This is negotiation business. Do you think you have some people that are completely appalled about the mercado, the way it's going? Then you have some people saying, like, guys, it's Elliot. They have a budget. They don't want to spend this much, not because we made this much money that we have to spend. How much do you put this as, like, defending Milan, or is it a reasonable kind of explanation? Where is it more us trying to find a reasonable explanation? Because let's be honest, even Jan, we said it last week. How many Serie A teams have actually bought a player? Very, very minimal. It's been on free transfers, and in one side, it's like, I don't know why it's taking so long. On the other side, it could be, guys, what do we know? Maybe, this is your budget. You can't ask me every single dollar you want more. You have to come and ask us for permission. I don't know what's going on. But do you feel like most of the people are stressing for no reason?
I think they're stressing. I watch, and that's another funny part of Mercato Madness is you see the comments going back and forth. Someone has an opinion, and it's again, Twitter, social media has made it that way where no one can have an opinion without someone having their own opinion to contradict that opinion. So I sit back and I laugh and I watch and I see the going back. I don't like when people get personal. That's something really uncalled for. But some of the stuff is hilarious, and some of the stuff that people make up is Oscar worthy. It's really
it's like
Oscar worthy.
I kind of laugh when I see, like, people poking fun of Inter, missing out on Bremer and Dybala. But then it's like, but if you're Milanisti, you're in no position to make fun of signings or
Yeah, and
missing out on
they
signings.
just go back one. They go one after the other. If there's the person who woke up said, Inter missed Dybala and Bremer, well, that reply is going to automatically mean you missed out on Renato Sanchez and Botman. If the person who woke up and says, you know what, you missed out on Botman and Renato Sanchez, the automatic reply is you missed out on Bremer and Dybala. Guys, it's a mercato for that reason. It's not like North American sports. There's a lot of stuff going on. Presidente, one thing that he does say, and he is right, it takes 3 to 4 parties to make it happen, right? So
Hmm.
the selling team, the buying team, the agent, and the player. And if that doesn't happen, and however people want to portray it in the media, we have to be a little bit, you know, a little bit wary that it is business, guys. It's not guys who are opening packs of cards in FIFA Ultimate Team here, and whoever we get, we're gonna sign. And it doesn't necessarily mean that if one team is strengthening itself, that the other team has to automatically purchase players to strengthen itself. It just doesn't work like that. And I'm not talking about Milan's mercato, because Milan does need to strengthen at certain places. And I do agree. That's one thing. The transfer strategy and what they want to do, it is a bit frustrating because we've said it for a long time. We need players at certain positions. We are understanding that with the budget that this team has, and transferring owner from Elliott to Redbird is not something simple, and it couldn't happen at a worst time. We're not gonna get all these pieces. We're gonna have to live and suffer again. But it's maintaining sustainability. It's maintaining also their goal is to continuously work and play in Champions League and progress in Champions League. But I agree, the transfer strategy and what we need, they need to address some really weak points on this Milan team.
And where do you draw the line from? We've had a very pissed off Presidente yesterday in the chat that he didn't like all these rumors, and then Jan was like, no, no, I'm with these people. I want to complain because it's disgraceful from our management. Where do you draw the line from? In Maldini we trust, and Maldini and Co do we trust, or if they don't sign anybody, like, when do you start actually for me, I got to judge on September 1st, Steve, no?
Yeah, the mercato has to start and finish, right? We're late in the game, and this is not a regular mercato, because the winter one's going to be a bit strange with the World Cup cutting a lot of time out there. I don't know how they're gonna do that. What they've decided on, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I get for Jan's frustration too, and I'm on that same boat as well, in terms of like, I've made a clear distinction, and and I've paid for it because I made mistakes in the before. You know, Maldini the player and Maldini in his current position are two different Maldinis. It's not fair that he can make a mistake and we could say, oh, but he's a bandiera of the team. It doesn't work like that. He's a bandiera of the team. He stays a bandiera of the team. But the work that he does and what he needs to do with Masara and Moncada to strengthen this team, that has to be analyzed, and that has to be critiqued, not by us but by others in the business, fairly, as a direttore sportivo, and in his current role, not because he's Maltini, the greatest defender, the greatest left back ever to play
Yeah.
the game, but because of what he's doing. And last year, look, I've seen a lot of people fighting on Twitter. We won last year. It was a miracle. It wasn't a miracle. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but for me, last year was an anomaly, and it was a miracle. Yes, we had a good team. We put things together, but in reality, if you take a step back and you take away your Milan glasses and you look at the team, and we had a little bit of luck, which you always need to win the Scudetto. And in the end, we are champions of Italy. But on paper, were we the strongest team? Absolutely not.
I don't. I'm with you on that one. I don't think it's on the level of the miracle of Leicester City. I
No,
think
not
we
at all.
still a lot of hard fought points, the team chemistry. But again, I'm with the, yeah, I want to trust Massad and company. But if we're not going to resign, what's his name, Sija or Juventino friends saying, what if Bahrain Group would have bought Milan? Do you think that they would have brought in new players much quicker than Redbird?
I don't know. We don't
We
know.
got the wool pulled over our eyes when that happened several years ago, when we
Yeah,
spent 270 million, and everybody thought that's it, the cycle is over. And what is it now? 4 years later, no players remain from that. No
from
players
that
remain
from
from
that
that
big
thing.
budget. No, and
Uh,
and again, those are two different styles of owners, from what I see. And usually, if we look at the Manchester Cities, we look at the PSGs, they're very aggressive. They like to buy. That's fine and it's great, but that's not sustainable, right? Especially with what money comes in being in the Serie A. And let's take PSG aside, because that's an anomaly, and them, it's a very niche situation where they really couldn't care less about what money they're making from the French league. They want to be able to play Champions League and try to win Champions League, but they've tried to build the super team, and that hasn't worked. You have Messi, you have Neymar, you have Mbappe, and you still can't win the Champions League. Maybe that's not the formula. And other people that I've seen, on Twitter, and again, they're like, we need to buy here, we need to buy here, we need to buy here, we need to buy here. Sometimes not buying is a better buy than just buying someone.
do you think the Botman was a mistake? I don't think so. I think at 40 million, I think that was way too much for a
No,
team like Milan to spend on a
I
center
don't
back.
mind what Milan does, where they do not get into bidding wars, and it's unfortunate, but we cannot get into a bidding war, because where does it stop after?
Hmm.
And you don't want to be caught playing chicken, where I'll give you 40, I'll give you, okay, I'm going to give you 45, and then the other team says, you know what, I don't want him at 45, and then you're stuck paying 45 for him.
And then
Milan can't get into those bidding wars.
and then there's the whole thing. What if you would bring in a player like Ala Dybala that before went to Rome? You want to bring in a player from the outside, making more money than everybody else? Is that
Yeah.
like he just went down? I don't know. Inter had offered him what, Steve? 8? No, 6.5 or something. No, Juventus offered him 8. Inter offered him 6.5, and he's taking 4.5 plus bonuses at Roma. I don't know if it's somebody What'd you think of all that? That was quite a surprising, Dybala.
I think that's a good it's a good move for Roma, and I think it's a good move for Dybala. I'm very happy that he did not choose the number 10 at Roma. That was going to be just the ultimate sin.
Yeah.
But Dybala, it has to do with health, man. If he could stay healthy, I think he's going to do some good things at Roma. Are they still missing pieces? Yes, but you see, Roma from last year to this year, their owner has decided that they're going to spend some money. Is he gambling? Is he, is he showing his cards right away? We don't know. But Mourinho's asked for some players, some additions. Their goal is to keep Zaniolo at least for this year. And again, it's all about how healthy can Dybala and Zaniolo be,
If Zaniolo
and
stays,
that is probably the tail of the tape for Roma. And Tammy Abraham up front, where I did
it's a
not
top
know
four
that.
team, Steve.
Yeah, I did not know that, but Tammy Abraham, after this year, I think Chelsea has an option to buy.
Option to buy him back,
Yeah,
or
option to buy him back at a set price. I don't know what
we
it
shall
is.
see. And yes, during we're talking, Nicholas, brand new Patreon member. Thanks, Nicholas, for joining and join the mayhem. We're gonna send you a link after,
No,
and so
you
you could
see,
join us.
Carlo, that I don't think we have to sell the team Pullman. I think, as
Because
frustrating as the Mercato has been, I don't think this Milan has to sell anything in terms of things like Pullman or hold back. I think they just want to spend their money wisely. Uh, Obviously, we need a fucking right wing. This is ridiculous. It cannot be that we're gonna go through another Mercato where, wow, we're gonna be going into the Champions League with Macias and Salchicha Maker. No, but if
speaking of
you,
right wing, Steve Mertens, he's not gonna go anywhere in Italy, right?
I don't know, I don't know, but again, is that the final answer? No.
No.
And is that the way Milan has been working in the Mercato the past couple of years? I don't think so either. So I think they need to figure out who they want to start at right wing, and then your depth is created right after that organically with either well, it's going to be Macias because Macias is signed, and Salchicha Maker they're saying that they would entertain $20 million for him. So I don't know, but that's an area of concern. I've seen some people say center back. We have to see Kajar how he comes back. Right now, we're at 4 center backs with if you count Gabia as a center back, Tamori and Kalulu. So we're a little bit light there, especially when you say that we're looking at Florenzi and Calabria on the right hand side. Balo Torre and Hernandez on the other side. The depth is not there,
No.
and that's where you have to play this game. You have to play this game of, are you gonna go for depth and trust the person that you have there, or are you going to purchase and someone who's going to be able to start?
And leave it to a friendly match, Steve, against a team we couldn't pronounce the name. It's the end of the world. We were down 3-0 after one half.
We've always
and,
said it here. I don't take anything from the losses. Does it bother me? Yeah, and I just didn't like the way they came out, especially the people that were on the pitch.
Yeah.
If you look at the lineup, those are a lot of the depth players there. I didn't like the way they came out. I didn't like that they got down 3-0. And then have to bring in 11 new players to try to get back into this game, right? That's not the goal of the friendly. The goal for me of the friendly is to show a bit of grinta, which my brioche of the week goes to Yashin Adil. Am I
Adli.
pronouncing it right?
Adli. Well, you're going to pronounce him the way you want it. Upitur.
Yeah, I've watched him now in a couple of games, and I think he has like a real grinta attitude. Like he takes the friendlies serious, and obviously I know that he's playing for a shirt on the first team. But I gotta give it to him. He doesn't back down from anybody. I think he was comfortable on the ball. I think as he continues to play with the starting 11, I think he'll fit in nicely. I would love to know where they want to slot him in. Is it going to be somewhere in the middle? Is it going to be somewhere on the right? I'm interested to know.
Well, Steve, if you go on Twitter, there are some insiders on Twitter that are part of the Pioli's coaching staff that will tell you where the Pioli's thinking of putting him: center, attacking midfielder, maybe Origi on the right wing. Just go on Twitter, Steve. You're gonna get educated. A lot of insiders there. But all in all, Steve, yes, it's easy to say from the outside everybody's improved themselves. Milan is still there. Hey, let's judge it on September 1st, and even at that, let's judge it at the winter break and see. We usually say, Steve, 10 games in, then we'll judge. We'll judge at the winter mercato. But there is a little bit of part of me I'm a little worried, but the stronger side of me is like, look, it's gonna be fine. Let people hate on Milan. We're Scudetto winners, but we're not even making top four next year. If according to the insiders, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe CDK. And you know what, Steve? I was reading, if the 32 plus bonuses ain't gonna cut it, move on. Like I don't have a problem. I really don't have a problem. And then people are gonna, yeah, but you're gonna let it go for a couple of $1 million. It's not the point of letting it go for a couple of $1 million. This is our budget. This is what we see is the value of this player. And no, we're not gonna go on top. Do you have a problem with them if they would just cut it short?
No, we've done it before. It's not working out. I don't know. I don't know why it's so complicated when Milan gets into these. I'm not saying bidding wars, but into these negotiations. I would be very surprised that they let it go because they actually flew to Belgium, so there has to be something there. I don't think they would just fly for no reason. But in the end, at a certain point, you put your cards on the table. The other team puts their cards on the table. You play, and sometimes you have to fold. You have to fold because it just doesn't make sense, right? So, in the chat, someone brought up a good thing. We're gonna sign CDK, and he might not play the best of his abilities right away. And then what do? We spend
Tonali
32
didn't.
million, and we're gonna start bashing this player, a young player. So we have to kind of like remove ourselves from this fantasy, FIFA, pro football, ultimate pack style of mercato that people are trying to piece together, and think a little bit responsibly, and say it's easy for us to armchair quarterback and say buy him.
It's very easy from our side. But Steve, okay, so for you that you did not listen, we had 3 pitches of beer bet, me and Jan. The first bet was CDK was going to make it in that week of the podcast. He didn't make it, so I was down a pitcher. I said Dybala was going to sign before August 1st. Jan said no, I want a pitcher back. So we're at 1 pitcher each. And the third one, I said Ziyech is coming to Milan. He said no. Who do you think is going to win this bet? Do you think Ziyech will be coming to Milan?
I'm not sure.
Sorry,
I'm not sure.
We're all winners because it's pitchers of beer. But
yeah, it's a pitcher of beer. It just depends again. Some people are reporting that if CDK doesn't go through, then Ziyech becomes the number one target. Then other people are saying no, CDK and Ziyech are 2 different targets. And now we've inserted another guy who I can never pronounce his name.
Chumbawamba.
Chewbacca. From where is he from? West Ham, Aston Villa. West Ham.
Maybe you offended some people. Maybe those were considered racist comments, Steve, by you mispronouncing.
Probably did not, because I don't even know what I said. But I cannot pronounce his name. I'm being very honest with you. And
I was trying to reread it. Yeah, no. Even me, I never heard of him. But supposedly he's English, Steve. So he plays in DPL. So he's got to be strong, right?
We're gonna see what the mercato brings from us. But again, some people were thinking that I was gonna come here and smash the table. Some people, I saw Fuji's and Funyun say I was gonna be calm and relaxed. I said it has to be calm and relaxed. I have no say in these things. I cannot tell them, besides me repeating, I need a fucking right wing for 38 episodes of last year's season. I don't know what else I could do to tell them that they need a right wing. Once they get a right wing, I will throw a party. I will pop a bottle of champagne, a proper right wing. Don't give me a striker that can
Steve,
play right wing.
can I throw this out there? When we sign a quality right wing, we will do a Milan weekly podcast live on location, Mio at the same place. How's that?
Yes, that's a
All
good
right.
one. That's a
You
good one.
this is recorded, so it is
Yeah.
quality right winger. Quality right winger. Going taking over to Patreon. We had Fabio. Hello, hey fellas. Hope all is well. CDK, Zayek. If we don't complete a signing soon, how worried will you start getting that we will have to go through another season with Macias and Salad Toss at right wing? And have you liked what you've seen so far from Adli? Keep up the great work. I think we've answered those questions, Fabio. But the worried. Let's go back to. We'll start getting worried. Actually, you know what? After game 10, because at it could be another miracle season. I don't know. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to keep
look,
my
the
glass half full.
worried. Let's all take a deep breath and realize that we have lost a big piece in the midfield.
Yeah.
Frank Kessie. Was he the most exciting player to watch offensively? No. Was he always the most reliable? No. But did he put in an honest day's work when he was on the field? Absolutely.
But by the
And
way, he's not
needed,
an officially Barcelona player yet. They weren't
yeah.
able to register him.
But you know what? I tip my hat to the coach of Bayern Munich that said he can't believe how Barcelona is the only team in the world that could buy people that have no money.
Promises to buy. Now they just sold another 15% of their TV rights for the next 25 years.
Yeah, they're really going all in. So I don't know why they didn't do that to keep Messi. I think that would have solved a lot of their problems. And again, am I going to get worried? I sit sometimes and I think, of who other teams are adding. Again, big piece at Inter, Lukaku. You cannot discredit what they've
No.
added. Also, they have a replacement, in their terms from Empoli, Asaline, whatever his name is, who came from Empoli. That's
Yeah,
that's giving them a
they're gonna
little
get
bit
20 million for Pinamonti from
from Salernitana. I don't know where they're going to get 20 million, but hey, good for them. Then you go down and you see Juve bringing back Pogba, who unfortunately I think today got hurt, so we might only see him in 2023. Roma is doing some interesting things. Bringing in Dybala, it irks all of Milan Twitter. Fiorentina is doing some stuff, but again, guys, these are their dry loans. They need Serie A in itself needs a revamp, guys. We're not going to be able to continue like this. We said it last year together on this show. I firmly believe if soccer does not change in somewhat, or Serie A in itself does not pick itself up to get to the level of the EPL, the Spanish league in terms of what they're doing with Real Madrid, the German league, we will get overtaken by these other leagues that are well run, and Serie A will suffer. Then
yeah.
the mercatos will be more and more and more disappointing for people. We're not buying the Weas anymore. We're not buying the Van Basten, Ulit. Talent from Serie A is leaving. It's the opposite. It's something that we're not used to. This is on Serie A. The teams can only spend what they can make to be sustainable, unless you want to go in a hole like Inter.
We have Yusuf saying, "Hello, guys. What would Milan finish in the league in Champions League if we hypothetically sign no one and stay as we are now?" It's hard to say, Yusuf. It's just what drives this prediction is that last year nobody believed in this team winning the Scudetto, and it was the team chemistry. But on the other side, team chemistry and team spirit. How many teams were able to do it year in, year out without having that quality players? And now looking at everybody else, let's not kid ourselves, Steve. We were talking about it the other week with your neighbor Fab. Juventus is not going to settle for another fourth place. Juventus is coming to, they want to win a Scudetto. They're not going trophyless again. But hypothetically, on paper, Steve, where would we be if we stayed exactly as is? I'd still say top four.
I would still say top four. I think it would be a struggle. We would be, and Jamie saying it in the comments there,
Mm.
fourth. And you know what? In the group, I think it changes a little bit there, Jamie. I think they would even be able, depending the group that they get,
Yeah.
in a favorable group, I think this Milan would be able to pass. But again, we would not be deep enough for the three competitions, right? So that's again, we talked about it. I forgot who wrote in the chat the other week. They said, well, we're not going to be deep enough for the three competitions. Well, there's almost no Italian team that's deep enough for the three competitions.
And they've shown it
Even
year in, year
Inter is
out.
not deep enough for the three competitions. We just don't have the financial power and the bargaining chip to keep players here to say, you know what, you're that much of a talent. You'll play Coppa Italia and you'll play some games in the Campionato.
Guys, I know I'm seeing a lot of comments about financial fair play. Do yourselves a favor, Swiss Ramble at Swiss Ramble on Twitter. They really explain stuff in layman's terms, Steve, for guys, regular Joes and Schmoes like you and I. Like I was rereading it, and even though it didn't it I was, wow, but okay, this is how they're getting away with it, right? This is how they're getting away with it. This is how they're working around the rules. But
Yeah.
Swiss Ramble guys on Twitter, a really good explanation stuff on financial. To Vince Mancini. Vince, I don't know what happened to your comment, but I was able to copy paste it from the email. Buonasera, signori. Welcome back, Stevie P. This transfer window was probably one of the most painful I've seen in many years, including the banter era.
Oi, Vinje.
Vinjay,
Oh,
you're in the comments right now. Vinjay, I
whoa.
know you're a little emotional right now. Maybe it's Winnipeg cold getting to you, but he says, for a team that has been doing wonderful things financially, I cannot understand Milan's hesitation on actually spending their transfer budget. I cannot believe we're still dealing with CDK. It makes me sick that this management group cannot multitask and focus on other areas with the transfer saga with CDK seems never ending. All we are doing is jeopardizing Pioli's preseason preparation. The club has won the Scudetto money, capitalized on some great new sponsorship, and spent zero. And on the last and current transfer market cannot be this cheap when it comes to strengthening this area that truly needs improvement. Central attacking midfielder and right wing. We're acting like a club that has already spent 100 million euros. In all honesty, I would prefer all Milan supporters to start GoFundMe so we all tifosi can raise the bloody 3 million euros needed to seal the CDK deal and move on. If I hear imminent one more time, I may need Grappa to heal my anxiety. Sorry for the rant, guys, but our ownership group is starting to make Milan look like a childish and cheap organization. You think other clubs and young prospects will want to join us after seeing this debauchery of a negotiation? I am all about financial stability, but what we are seeing is an absolute joke, in my opinion. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work. I get where he's coming from, but Vinje, worst since including the banter era. Do you really want to go back to the
Come on.
because I could pull up the 2014, 2015 team, but I think it's just more the
Vince
emotional.
Vince needs to just take it easy. He's in Manitoba, no? Winnipeg.
In Winnipeg, yeah.
In Winnipeg, he's got to find his local weed dealer, and he's got to buy himself a nice little piece of weed. He's got to crunch it up nice. He got to put it in a little paper like you guys do it. Take the cardboard from like a match pack, do the little filter. He's got to pop it in there, and he's got to spark that bad boy up. And he's got to just get off the phone. Get off the phone. Don't look at Twitter anymore because it's gonna eat at you. Mercato madness has to feel you, and you have to feel it. You're looking too personally into these things. One of the comments that you one in your comment, because I read it too and then it disappeared. I don't know what happened. Are people looking at this negotiation? Vince, I can tell you that no one is looking at this negotiation except for the people at Bruges and Maldini and Masada. And no one else knows what this negotiation is. Everything that you see on Twitter is make-believe, exactly like Cinderella.
How do we know? Maldini's still probably at 27 million. He just went up $1 million each.
We don't know. You can't take it personally to the point where you're livid. Are we addressing all the areas of concern that we see and we want to? No, I agree with you. But to say it's as bad as the banter era transfer, we're not going to just buy to buy. We made that mistake already. We spent $270 million on players that we wanted to just buy to buy. And Mirabelli, that other donkey, he said,
Ho
what,
preso 5
To
minuti.
buy Andres Silva, it took me, 2 days. Look where Andres Silva's gone. He's not even with us anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where that
So,
comment
like,
is.
I don't understand, and I agree with Jan. He wrote it, and I wanted to. I thought he was going to be here to say it. I don't understand who pays this man to answer questions, or who even goes to him and asks questions anymore. Like, if he was be so good, why has no other club picked him up to be a direttore sportivo, or like, come on, like, I don't get it. It's mind-boggling how we can get so personal with things like this, where again, it's obvious that it can't be all the papers have all the insiders with different stories.
Very true, and actually, Gio saying, keep up the great work, guys. Everybody watching the show, please like and subscribe and get the channel to 10K subs. I'm ready for the show. And Raul saying, thanks, guys. Your thoughts on Maldini Jr. I hope he goes on a loan to play more. I think he's not yet ready for first team player, not even on a bench. Forza Milan. I think he got today, right? Dealing maybe tomorrow, signing at is he going to Verona, or
I don't know
think
if
it
it was
was
Verona or Spezia.
I think it was Spezia, right? So, well, the guys will let us know on the comments, but I think it's a good choice. But from the comments, Vince bringing back to Real, I needed a schiaff in the faccia. It's okay, Vinny. It's okay. Steve, let me ask you this though. Let's say we finish second once again, last minute of the Scudetto, last game of the Scudetto. Would you be reacting the same way right now?
Well, a lot of things are going to happen for us to finish second, and it depends. Again, it depends how this mercato finishes. But we also have a winter mercato to address issues that we were.
So we're going back to September 1st. Let's take a look. September 1st.
I wish I could. Will I? I don't know how I'm going to react. Did I think I was going to react that we were going to win the 19th Scudetto last year? Absolutely not. I didn't think we had a chance to win the Scudetto last year. I honestly didn't.
No.
But we won. Now this year, if we finish second, Vinny, we don't know. If you tell me I know, second to who is a big question too.
No, I was saying if we would have finished last year, right? Let's say the last game of the season, Inter wins, we lose. We finish second. We haven't signed anybody yet. Would you be reacting the same way?
I would have honestly been a little bit more pissed off that we didn't address things. And I think that in fairness, I think they're doing something like this as well. You won the 19th Scudetto. I'm not saying that they're not thinking of reinforcing the team, but they did lose a big piece in Kessie. They're bringing back Podbega. Castillejo is gone. It seems like Bakayokoko is gone. We're going to need to replace these guys. When we're not going to replace them, unfortunately, our Primavera doesn't have players that we can bring in. So, would I be reacting like this if we finish second place? I would be a little bit more angry than I am right now. But I think that seeing Adel play and what's his name? Adli play Adel. Seeing
we're gonna make
play,
a compilation of all these nicknames you have, Steve. Mike Manjone.
Yeah.
Yassin Adel.
Yassin Adel.
Salad
seeing
maker.
This guy play, okay, and seeing what Podbega did at Torino last year, I think he should get some minutes. And I was someone who said last year I would have rather have kept Podbega in the team and sent Daniele Maldini on loan last year. But that didn't work, and it seems like it's probably worked out for us, and he will come in, and I think I saw it in the comments. I think he will replace Bakayokoko, but I don't think that's enough, right? So
we'll see, guys. By the way, Milan Club Montreal, the first game against Udinese is a Saturday at noon, so we're still going to get together for the game, but the whole membership drive we're probably going to do the week after because it is a Sunday at 2:45 at Charles. We're going to let you guys know by email once Presidente calms down, Steve, because he's he's been a bit riled up about the mercato, and he wanted to let everybody know yesterday in the chat. And you were like, "But if you're reading the news," and then he was like, "No, but I only read it once or twice a day."
You wanted to say no, but I don't read it. But I'm really informed, but I don't read it. Guys,
I'm
I
just
swear to God, I don't read it. I don't have the time, guys. I don't have the time.
Oh, and a special shout out to I forgot to mention to him in the beginning, David Fanta coming in big, actually getting us the tickets for me, and my cousin Johnny. We got these hospitality tickets. We couldn't take a chance, so thank you because he took time out of his day of work, Steve, to get us these tickets. And I know it was a big sacrifice. He was probably you know, by a pool, lounging somewhere, working remotely on his computer. So I appreciate him taking time out of his busy schedule to book us. Book. He put us on his Black American Express.
Ciao ragazzi, ciao Ale, come stai?
Ciao Presidente, il vero Presidente, come stai te? Tutto bene?
Tutto bene, grazie.
We have to get more of those clips. Yes, Fuji's and Funyuns, and so Adele at right wing. Is he looking for it? He is. Yes, he is the one that we're looking for. But we shall see. He wants. We have the trompette, Steve. How about some Mercato news from across Serie A? We need to fix it. It's not loud enough. It's not loud enough. But so far, Steve, I think it's not even a discussion. Juventus is the one that got stronger on paper.
On paper, well, again, look, they got stronger and got weaker, and before
the
the
defense.
season even started. So
Would you do Inter? Inter probably.
I think
so
Inter got they solved their key piece there. I'd like to see how Lukaku plays with Inzaghi's special formation there, and
Skriniar
how
is
they're
staying to
gonna.
you.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it either. I think they need to sell, and
They're gonna pull a last second all of a sudden, like did last year with Lukaku left like 2-3 days before
very late.
Mercato.
Yeah,
No?
he left
Very
very
very late.
late. So we'll see how that plays out for them. But I think they did get stronger, and there was rumors that they were going to lose Dumfries in that Lukaku deal, and they didn't lose him too. Look, again, I don't know. I want to just soccer back because I'm really, really, really bored. It's
We
bored.
definitely are. Jimmy says, "Is Bremer an upgrade on Delete?"
I don't think he's an upgrade right now. I'd like to see how they play. He had a good year at Torino. Let's see when he puts on the Juve jersey. Again, sometimes that jersey is a bit heavier, and again, the pressure's a bit on, and it's a different type of different type of atmosphere. He's not going to be liked in Derby della Mole, that's for sure, because he switched teams. But I didn't mind the lit. I didn't think he was the next coming of Franco
80 million,
Baresi, like
good for
everybody made
them.
it seem. But
80 million, good for them.
yeah,
Good for them.
And they purchased him for a lot. They sold him for a lot. I think it didn't work out. You move on, and you replace with less, less money. But I think, are they at the same pace right now? It's still early to tell. I'd like to see Bremner with Juventus this year and see how it goes.
You were saying your Brioche of the week. I'm gonna say mine when I saw that video of Gattuso seeing the kids there on the streets and decided just to stop and play street soccer with them. That was fantastic. But my indigestion, Steve. Speaking of delete, you had Capitano Bonucci talking about respect towards the club. Bonucci, are you serious, dude? Are you really serious? You of all people are talking about respect towards the club when you did this when you played for us against your old team. Sometimes Bonucci, when it was with Moise Keane, when you said it was a 50-50
A
fault,
lot of times Bonucci just
he
talks to talk.
talks to talk, and it's like I don't mind when you were like, you're telling England it's coming Rome. I don't get that. I don't mind that, but this time you talking about the league. No, you had no. Just shut up, Bonucci. Just shut up. And that was my indigestion, Steve. I don't know if you had a particular indigestion this week. Maybe people losing their minds on the internet, but
No,
at least you're on
that's
vacation.
I love Mercato Madness. I like to read all these rumors and things. indigestion in a bit is, I'd like them, all jokes aside, I'd like them to make a final decision on CDK. Are you going to purchase the kid or you're not? If not, just move on. And again, I'm with Carlo. I really want to defend this title. It's really hard to defend in Serie A. And now that all the teams are back being competitive, was pretty easy for Juve to do it for nine straight times, because Inter and Milan were just not good enough, and that's on Inter and Milan, not on Juve. But now that everybody's back and everybody's pretty competitive, I think Serie A is going to be again a very competitive league. I just hope that we do address some of the areas of concern in terms of depth and right wing that I mentioned. We need to address right wing.
I believe so.
And then from there, again, let's start the season, right? But Jamie at the bottom, he also brought up something that I wanted to say. Napoli's in a similar situation that Milan was in a couple of years ago, where we lost a lot of
They
players
lost
in
the
one
starting
shot.
lineup, Steve.
Yeah, a
Like
lot
us,
of
we lost
players.
what 9 in 2000, 2011,
Yeah,
2012.
they lost some key pieces, Insigne, Koulibaly, and stuff like, and
Mertens
and
is leaving.
Mertens is leaving. So there's gonna be a revolution there at uh, at Napoli, and I'm not 100% sure that Spalletti is the right person for that revolution. So
And if we had to believe Osimhen that vai via, parla troppo. Right away, sound
yeah,
the alarms.
I'm the one who,
Yeah.
even from the thing that said someone needs to get an $80 million check and go see
And had to
Osimhen.
come back. No, resto qui, resto qui.
Then this year we're gonna hear a lot of.
We need to fix that audio. We need to fix that audio because we could barely hear it. But yeah, calcio rigore per la Juve. Guys, send us some suggestions of audio clips that we could put on the soundboard. Remember, we cannot get no official music, nothing more than 5-6 seconds. But we already have rigore per la Juve. Maybe we should get Andiamo al VAR. We have the Serie A trumpets. We have the Geo the Geo voice
No, we need a
present.
better Geo now. We need to include other tiers in there.
Yeah.
We
We
gotta
need
replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have space for 5 sounds, guys. So we're sending out that challenge to everybody. I need them in like MP3, MP4.
We need
style.
one more presidente, like a va bene, va
Yeah, we have to
bene.
steal that one though. No one's gonna be able to get that one.
Well, you know what? If we call him, we could record him without him knowing it.
That's not nice.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Or we could just tell him at the beginning. This call may be monitored for
Yeah.
customer service purposes.
Or we can steal it from another episode.
Guys, yes, we still get to talk for 55 minutes, even though there's been no news. Hopefully, by the next one, Patreon, stay tuned. Maybe we'll do a therapy session this week. Yes, Fuji's and Fanyan, more Presidente. Tonight, he's not in the background, or is he? We never know. If all else fails, just fix some of the debt issues. If Theo goes down for long, we lose Origi and Leao at all. Brandon, it's okay, man. That's why group therapy is there. Maybe we'll see you this week. Anything from Ras de la Fossa from Ras de la Fossa is good. And Drunk for that was the best. Did you see that one there?
Yeah.
Riscatami, Paolo.
Yeah, that's one that we need to know.
All right, guys. So thank you very much once again for joining. Stevie, any closing words for our millions? And
enjoy the madness. Enjoy the madness, guys, because soon the season starts and then we get stressed again.
We shall see you maybe next week. Stay tuned for the notifications. Click subscribe, like the video, download on all platforms. We shall see each other soon. And as always, ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan!
Ciao, guys.